What's up, guys? The Man Sales Channel. It's Nick, your host, rocking my Power Weapon shirt today. If you know what a power weapon is, you probably played some video games as a kid. It's the most dominant weapons on the map, normally in Halo. What we're going to talk today, though, is selling an AEP. What does that mean? What does that look like? AEP is the annual enrollment period. It is the time when everyone and their brother is marketing to people that have Medicare. If you have Medicare, you are probably getting calls, you are probably getting mail, you are seeing commercials, you're getting invited to seminars. The list is endless. Why is this so important? Because anybody can sign up for damn near anything. You can sign up for new Medicare Advantage, you can sign up for supplements, you can cancel Medicare Advantage, go back to regular. There's a list, it's unbelievable what they can do. It's like the Wild West for the next, 8 weeks. And it runs from October 15th to December 7th. A lot of business gets written in that time period. Now, I sound a little funny. I actually just got out of a nasal surgery. I don't know if you can see. So I'm not feeling amazing, so I'm down this week. But my goal for AEP was to sell 100 Medicare Advantage clients. And I believe it was $25,000 in final expense and a couple others. I have a whole board I'm going to put up. I'll put it in the video. But what's so important about AEP? AEP sets you up for next year. It's your mailbox money that's going to come in January. If you sell Medicare, you're not getting paid until January or even February. So if I sell those 100 policies, they're worth $301. Normally, there'll be some true ups, some odd ends. I don't like to look at it as true ups. Just look at it as a total number. It's going to be between 25 and 30 grand, coming in really quickly. Well, not really quickly, but January. And then your final expense money, that keeps the lights on, keeps your engine running. So I believe my total goal that I committed to was $65,000. So I need to be able to hit at least 100 of those Medicares and probably $35,000 of final expense. Is that going to be possible? It's going to be very tough to do, but I should be able to do it. I'm going to break it down with my numbers in another video of how I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell more over the phone this year than in person because I find being in person, while I am better at it, is just not efficient. I had days where I'm driving, hundreds of miles and just not seeing enough people versus I could just pick the phone up and bam, I'm in Ocala, bam, I'm in Jacksonville, bam, I'm in Miami. I don't have to drive there to go see them. I can literally just pick up the phone and I'm right there. So that's the other big thing. When you're in AEP, you also have to remember it's the hardest time to do anything, in my opinion. And why I say that is because so many people are getting so many phone calls. They're getting so much marketing. They're getting so much attention. It's the best time to sell. It's also the worst time to sell. It's the best time to defend your book. It's the best time to play some defense and say, hey, I'm going to call my clients. Hey, I'm going to send out voicemails. Hey, I'm going to send out mailers. I need to do these things to protect my book of business and still grow it. Absolutely. But with Florida being the way that it is, there are so many special enrollment periods that I can use throughout the year. AEP for me is more about defense than offense. So it depends on where you live. Other places, absolutely offensive. Because if you live in a place where they don't have many SEPs, they don't have many Medicare Advantage plans in general, or a new plan comes in or something changes, oh my God, you need to be out selling. You have to be selling. It's the best time to sell. And during this time, a lot of people like the idea of having a new plan for next year, give it an old college try. But that's also why OEP exists. That's the open enrollment period for people to make changes from what they did in annual enrollment in January. In case something didn't work out, they try a new Medicare Advantage plan, they don't like it, they can go back to their old one. So that's something to keep in mind as well. As there's a whole nother 3-month season coming. It's going to be big. Pick your season and focus on your strengths. And a lot of that has to do with, like I said, where you're at in the business, where you live physically, your zip codes or where you call, and what type of business you're in. If you're selling a lot of supplements, Medigap, then annual enrollment kind of doesn't make a huge difference to you. I mean, it can, but it really doesn't because you can sell those year-round pretty easily. But if you're in Medicare Advantage, it's the time to sell most of the time. So keep that in mind. Offensive and defensive. You got to play both during AEP because everybody's calling your clients, everybody's marketing, everybody's reaching out. It's the time to protect them, but it's also the best time to sell. because everybody that's been upset or they couldn't change their plan or had a problem, they want to make moves this year. They don't want to stay where they're at. They don't like X, Y, and Z. So keep that in mind. Get out there and sell something.